Fast drafting my work in progress, day 9. Today is Saturday, March 28th, 2026. I've had not the greatest luck getting through this process so far this week, so I thought I'd bring you along with me today to see how this goes. I'm about to open up my manuscript and get my timeline and outline up and running. It is about 9:15, so my plan is to I think do a 45-minute writing sprint and then take break for about 15 minutes, and we'll see how that goes today. I am currently sitting at, just get this file open here. I'm currently sitting at 13,486 words. I have less than a week before my edits come back from for Restless Spirits Book 2. And I'm going to have to switch gears and focus on those. So I want to get as much of this manuscript done as possible before that. So I have outfitted myself with a caffeine-free Diet Coke this morning. I'm not doing caffeine, but at least I can pretend. It probably has minimal amounts in there. But anyway, got my drink. JT is off doing his morning work at Comma Coffee. I now have my manuscript open. And then what I do is I open my timeline and my outline. It is always nice to have dual monitors. I can work on a single monitor, but this way I can actually put things over to one side and have them easily accessible while I'm working, if this wants to cooperate. Okay, so the manuscript is open. I'm sitting at 13,486. Oh, I need my timer. Okay, I have my timer on the screen. That's set for 45 minutes. I'm going to click go, and here we go. Well, I just finished my first 45-minute sprint of the day, and I've added more than 1,000 words to my manuscript, so that went well. I am moving the story forward. I'm trying to include all of the things that I have written up in my outline and my timeline, and so far, I think today is going well, and I'm hopeful that since I managed to get 1,000 words in 45 minutes, if I can keep up the pace for a few sessions today, I can make a little progress. I don't know if I can make enough progress to get back on track to finish by Friday, but every little bit helps. So my plan now is to walk around the house a little bit, clear my head, think about where I left off so that I can do another 45-minute sprint and bring the story forward even more. I am doing minimal searches as I'm working because I want to make sure a few things are correct. Certain terminology that I'm using, I want to make sure it's not too early for things that I'm familiar with, phrases that I'm familiar with, and that takes a little bit of time away from the writing, but I'm not going back to revise as I go. I'm just writing, and hopefully it will be clean. I will do a pass over the manuscript once it's done to make sure everything is clear. I won't do a lot of editing at that point, but I will smooth out any areas that look like they're just too messy to be read by my beta readers. I do hope that the beta readers will be able to get the book by mid-April. So if I can get a decent amount of work done this week, it's possible I could even do a little bit of work as I am editing Restless Spirits Book 2. I could split my days depending on how much editing I need to do, and I can continue to work on this at the same time. So I'm not entirely discouraged about being able to meet my May 15th editing slot. I think I can make that. It is still a little over a month away. Actually, it'd be about 6 weeks or so, 6 to 7 weeks. And that's a decent amount of time to get this in shape. So I'm going to continue through the day. Like I said, I'm going to get up and walk around for a few minutes. Then I'm going to settle down for another 45-minute session. And I'll come back later to update you on my final word count for the day. So far, so good. I'm encouraged by my progress, and we'll see if I can keep going. See you again soon. Well, today went much better than I could have hoped. I just called it for the day at 6:35 p.m., so I've written pretty consistently for, what is that? 6 or 7 hours? Maybe 6 hours. I did 45-minute sprints with 15-minute breaks, which allowed me more time to gain momentum. Maybe the 2010 was a little bit too short for me. I managed a decent word count today because I'm ending at 19,080 words. So if you recall, I started at 13,486 this morning, which means I wrote 5,594 words today. And oh, I'm exhausted. My back is sore, but I feel so much better about my work in progress. Today felt like a true fast drafting day. I will admit I backslid a little bit in a couple places and went and had to do some revision. I just couldn't help myself. I will try better tomorrow not to do that, but I will also be breaking the 20,000 word mark tomorrow. If I can have another day like today, maybe it would take me to around 24,000 words. Now, as I'm working my way through my outline, I'm realizing that 50,000 words is probably not going to be the end point of this book. There is a lot of information. So it may end up closer to 60,000 or more by the time I'm done. Whether or not I reach that point this week is yet to be seen, but I am feeling more optimistic now that I've had such a good day. I am also hopeful that the events of the past week are not going to be repeated in the coming days because I really don't want to go through that again, especially the way I'd been feeling for the past few days. I am feeling a bit more normal today, not quite back to my old self, but closer than I've been. Each day I feel a little bit better and I think, oh, okay, everything's fine. And then I realize, oh, wait, no, I'm not feeling too good. I don't feel that way tonight, which I'm taking as a good sign. So, fast drafting my work in progress, day 9, is a success. I'm feeling really good about this. I'm enjoying where my manuscript is going. I like the way the story is working out. Um, Sarah Jane is having some interesting adventures, and I'm not sure when I do my editing how much of this will actually end up being cut because I may be adding fluff that isn't necessary to the story. But I feel better overwriting right now because removing the fluff, I think, is better than adding the padding. Oh, it is always interesting how your mood can shift when you've had a good day at whatever you enjoy doing. And JT, poor thing, has worked very hard not to distract me today. He was actually this morning, he sent off a manuscript to the editors. So I have one coming back on Friday. His edit starts a week from Friday, I believe. So we will have 2 manuscripts over there at the same time being worked on by Red Adept. And I don't know for sure when he has decided to release his coming book. We were talking a little bit about potential titles and things like that. And he's going to need a cover, but he does have a preferred cover designer, which I do not have. So I'm going to need to do a cover design contest for Restless Spirits Book 2. And once Battleborn Bride is ready to go, I'm still toying with the idea of trying to create my own cover for this one because I have something very specific in mind. But we'll see if it turns out good enough to be used. If nothing else, maybe I can provide it to an artist who can work from it to create something for me. Is it My art skills are very hit or miss. Sometimes, if I have a very specific idea in mind, I can do a fairly good job of translating that to the page or to the computer or whatever I happen to be working on, but it's not reliable. I have taken art classes. I think I've mentioned that before, and I do enjoy art. So I'm hopeful I can come up with something. It would be fun to do my own cover. And I have done my own cover on a book in the past, which I've since taken down. I may rewrite that at some point. It was the beginning book of a series that I didn't complete. So that's another, kind of mess of manuscripts that I have yet sitting aside waiting for time to see the light, I guess. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm a little worked up because I'm so excited about how my day went, and I'm encouraged. I'm still not going to say that I will meet my deadline of finishing this draft by Friday, April 3rd. A lot could still happen. I could have more days like I have had over the past week. But if I have more days like I did today, it's very possible I could get this done, at least this version of it done, by Friday. And I really hope I can do that because that will ease my mind and it will allow me more time to smooth things out and get them ready for editing. Plus, it will be a sign that I will be able to actually make my deadline of getting the book available by the end of September, hopefully, because I am looking at doing at least 2 events in October where I want to have books in hand. So, still a tight deadline, but we're going to continue pressing forward and see how this goes. I hope if you've just come across this video that you'll check out the rest of my playlist for fast drafting my work in progress. That is a playlist that I have going for this particular period of time. I also have these videos in my Life of a Writer 2026, which is my daily posts that I'm doing throughout the course of the year. These past few episodes have basically been doing double duty because they're in two playlists. And that may happen more throughout the course of the year because once I get my books ready to go, I will also be doing my Spooktober poetry with my typewriter. And I may do a separate playlist for Spooktober because I already have one for Spooktober with Edgar Allan Poe. I may also have a separate playlist set up for some history videos that I might do that relate to Battleborn Bride, because I can take you around Carson City and show you some of the locations that I talk about in the book. So a lot will be happening in the coming months. JT and I have been looking at adding more events to our schedule. I think we applied to a couple of them today. I am trying to finalize a book release event at Sierra Arts Riverside Gallery in October. I'll talk more about that if it proceeds. Especially, I have to make sure the book is ready to go first. And then October will be exciting because I will have both my Spooktober videos going, which I will hopefully have pre-recorded instead of doing them on the fly throughout October. And because October is looking to be a very busy month. So hopefully I'll have Spooktober ready to go before the month of October, and then I can just post the videos. But then also in October, I will be talking a lot about Battleborn Bride, about Carson City history, Nevada history, the Nevada Constitutional Convention, and all those kinds of things. So that may be a month where I focus on both Spooktober, in case you are in the Halloween spooky season vibe, or Carson City and Nevada history if you're in a history place. Actually, I'm kind of tired now. That's going to be a lot. So I'm going to end this here and get it posted and go put my feet up for a little while because I've had a long day, but it's been a good one. So I thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend so far, since it is Saturday night. And I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is The Life of a Writer. Take care.